Alas, I am finally here with the first novel analysis video. Kickass Novel 1. Now, before I touch on this whole book and analyze it, I'm no stranger to controversy. The Kickass Book 3 review, look at that like to dislike ratio. It was horrid. It really went downhill and just plummeted. But if you guys are just going to dislike, which, to be fair, you're entitled to your own opinion, please try to provide some constructive criticism from now on. I know you guys, you comic fans, get really irritated when someone just attacks your beloved book, but if you're going to dislike it, at least give me some criticism. And I know one particular person did give me criticism, but it's very, small and brief criticism. But, it doesn't really affect me that much. I'm still going to make videos either way. But, yeah, please provide reasons. Because that's what our community is about. Now, onwards to the main topic at hand. Kick-Ass Book 1. Now, I read this a year ago, the first one, and it really started off the book in a banger way, in a very cool and astounding way. Not like any other ordinary book that starts off. Most books, their first book are they just bridge what's going to happen and provide what's, who they are and all that other stuff. But in this book, it starts off in a strong note. Especially with Dave, which is the first pro. Dave is like any ordinary sophomore. He doesn't have biceps. He's not really doesn't have a very strong physique, and he's very feeble. He's like any ordinary sophomore boy, here's a criticism for the movie, unlike Dave in the movie, where he's somehow jacked and has all these muscles, and as the age of a sophomore, and it just doesn't really come off down to earth and realistic and accurate to Dave. But in the book counterpart, he is very realistic when it comes to a nerdy high schooler. That's a cool pro. And it also bridges towards another pro. It stems towards another pro, is that you see lots of progression with this character, lots of character development. Because in the beginning, he's just some average perv who stalks women, as well, in his crush, as well as just isn't very muscular and doesn't do that many weights, but he gradually does, and his fighting style becomes more improved, and he becomes more confident in his fighting, as well as the fact he isn't as afraid to spill blood as it progresses. He still does to an extent, but he becomes more confident in his ability to endure pain, because he's kick-ass, right? He gets his ass kicked. But next couple pros I can think of when it comes to the overall book that affiliates with it is the characters. It really starts off the characters very well. It really formulates them very well, creates them in a strong way, in a cool beginning, especially with Dave, obviously, but others like Chris, also known as the motherfucker, as well as Red Mist, the same person. He has a really cool start to his character arc, as well as others, such as Big Daddy, even though he's briefly in it, which I won't really say why, even though I think I have in prior videos. And I think the notable highlight and the best character of all, Hit Girl. Her character is fleshed out so much throughout the series, and she starts off incredibly here. She really knocks him dead in the first novel. But with all that beautiful prose out of the way, well, I have one more actually I can think of, is the villain, I think his name is Genovese. He is very good in it. He starts off the franchise in a very neat way. He really comes off as this Italian mobster in a very cool way, and he's very brutal. He also delivers many plot twists. I think this book has definitely the best plot twist out of the bunch, and I think that really benefits the book, really betters the book and its legacy. And yeah, those are all the pros I can think of. I can't really ponder up any cons at the moment. Well, I guess one con I can think of is the comic art. It's very basic at times, but it still starts off the comic in a cool way, and it does improve over time. So a lot of the action gets better over time in the upcoming books, especially in the fourth book. Even though I don't like it that much, even though you guys despise my video, my take on it, I still really enjoyed, I guess you could say, the comic visuals and the art style, which, yeah, it really does come off as this, not corny, but balanced slash corny slash emotional vibe the book offers to the reader. And that's all I have to say about it. I think I'd give it a score of 8.5 or to 9 out of 10. Light 9 to a heavy 8.5. And I think I gave the third book a score. No, I gave the fourth book a score, like a 5 out of 10. And the other books I'd give, the second one, which is a very brief book, by the way, I'd give that maybe another 8. And then the third book I'd give 9 to a 10. So that's how I feel about it. If you want me to review the second book, let me know. It'll be a much shorter video than this because it's very small, it's very brief. It really doesn't overstay its welcome at all, but still good. I really love the second book, actually. I might give it a 9, actually, but the second and the third book is the peak, and that's how I feel about it. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the upcoming criticism you might give me, maybe. And I hope you guys have a fantastic, lovely day.